Hey guys, Cam315 back at with another video for you guys, and I am back with a new anime episode review for you guys, and I am talking about the new anime that came out of, I guess, one of the biggest hit hyped up series to come out that has been coming out. The last season was Dawn to Dawn. Then the season before that was, I forgot what it was, but usually in these anime seasons we get these anime adaptations of series that are really well in their are really told well in their source adaptation, and people give the hype to hype the series up and everything, and it usually ends up becoming a success. And Sakamoto Days is going to be that next anime, and that's this big hyped up anime that's finally being adapted, or series that is finally being adapted into an anime that legitimately you can make the case that strictly, like, this could be a good show. And I legitimately thought it was a good first episode, a really dang good first episode. Now, before I get into the episode review, it's absolutely funny, man. So, like, a week or two before this episode even aired, they showed the opening and everything, and people in the comments section and people all over social media were talking about, like, that's the Sakamoto Days opening? What the hell is this crap? You legitimately had people hating on Sakamoto Days, already saying this series is done, it's garbage, it's trash, don't even waste your time watching this, they ruined it. Not just one episode, an opening being shown on social media, them releasing the opening, and you got a bunch of people on social media talking about how garbage this show is going to be, and how they failed the show already. The show was done. Ninjas, people were already hating on Sakamoto Days before episode 1 came out, and that was like 2-3 weeks ago. Are we serious, people? And it's just like how the title of this video says, don't listen to the internet, go watch this. And this is my issue with modern day anime, and this is my issue with people when they watch modern day anime. If it is not perfect, if the animation is not 100% movie budget animation, if it is not this, if it is not that, if the storytelling is not good, we're just gonna fucking trash this shit. And it's, by all consensus, is complete garbage of a show. I hate modern day anime takes, because if you are not putting out movie level quality in your anime, then people legitimately will rip your anime to shreds, and they will hate it, and they will say it is one of the most god-awful animes you can stand. And the fact that Sakamoto Days, with no episode coming out yet, no episode releasing, people already hating just off the opening, which I thought the opening was quite good. I thought it was actually pretty great. I didn't watch the opening when it was, coming out on social media. I waited till the episode came out. But it's an absolute travesty, and it's absolutely disgusting that anime fans today are so fickle when it comes to their anime. Like, this might have to be a video for another time, but this is just my opinion. Like, I think people who look at an anime and only base it off of one episode or another thing in the anime before, like, a series or a whole season absolutely concludes. Like, if you're judging an anime by one episode, and this is my thing, I know of some people, when they watch animes, they watch it on the week-to-week basis to get a gauge if they'll continue watching it. And I'm of the opinion, okay, that's fine, you can live by that. But watch halfway into the season, which is about episode 5. If you just can't stand the show, if it's a 13 episode season, watch to about episode 5. That's about halfway in the show's season, right? If you are still not down by episode 5, drop the show and stop watching. Okay, fine, fair. But you have some people watch like the first 3 episodes and they're like, this shit sucks. And if the show starts off slow, well, okay, there's nothing you can do about it. And maybe it picks up later on. Like that was a thing with Shield Hero Season 2. You know, I remember in that Turtle arc, people hated Shield Hero Season 2 because it started off slow, when people who read the source material said the first part of the source material is not going to be liked, more than likely because it's the slowest portion. But when you get past it, Shield Hero will be good again. And if you go back to my Shield Hero Season 2 reviews, I said, like, okay, yeah, it wasn't the best content, but I'm still enjoying it. Albeit, I do want to get some more. I do want to get to the hype content, and later in the back half of the season, we got to the hype content. But the fact that people are judging an anime by an opening, and they were openly doing that with Sakamoto Days, and there were people openly on social media, you can go look it up. They were absolutely saying Sakamoto Days is ruined because of a freaking opening coming out. And maybe it wasn't the type of opening that they thought it was going to happen. And this is what happens when you set your expectations too damn high for something you're waiting to watch, and then if it doesn't blow you away, I don't know what's up with people like that. They set their expectations to in a crazy level, like it's going to be God tier, and then when they feel like that's not what I expected, they get all disappointed and they go on social media and tweet or freaking type up something saying this shit was trash. When in reality, it wasn't trash. It was good. It just wasn't up to the level you thought it was going to give you. And that's the problem. People need to stop setting their expectations so damn high for certain things. Because when you set your expectations so high, or you freaking predict that this could happen, and you're setting your expectations for this, and then it doesn't do what you think it's going to do, people trash it. And that's just modern day society. Everybody's fickle. Everybody's fickle. It's an issue with the movie realm. People go to these movie theaters and they think, oh, this movie fucking sucked, when it was actually a good movie. Like, come on. And the fact that people were openly talking about Sakamoto Days was trash, it's gonna be garbage. And I watched this one episode, and I'm like, I don't know what these mother effers were talking about. This episode was great. Fine, if you didn't like Sakamoto Days because the opening really pissed or ticked you off, or it wasn't on the quality of a Demon Slayer or a JJK. Again, I love both of those series, and I have no hate toward those series. But because people look at freaking Demon Slayer animation and Jujutsu Kaisen animation, and they think that is the gold fucking standard, it's absolutely asinine. Stay in a lane and pick it. If that's the case, and that's what you live by, animation is key, well then you guys need to go touch grass and go outside, because I don't know what's wrong with people. I don't know what's wrong with anime fans. They criticize everything to a fault. If it isn't this type of level animation, if it doesn't have this type of storytelling, it's trash. I don't know what's wrong with anime fans. They're fickle as fuck. Shut the fuck up, watch your show, or just don't watch it if you don't like it. Like, my God. The fact that people were openly trashing Sakamoto Days before one episode even came out. One episode hasn't come out and people are already trashing this show like it's trash, like it's garbage. It's the exact same thing I say with Fairy Tail. People trash Fairy Tail. I love Fairy Tail. People trash Fairy Tail, power of friendship bullshit and all this other shit. When legitimately none of that happens. Yes, in some cases it does happen, but it's still a good series, but people trash it because other people go on social media, they trash the show, and then they get a following because you may watch it, you may like it, but because the following says, well, they're trashing it and I want to be a part of that populace, I'm going to start trashing it because you want to be recognized. You want to think that you're cool, but you're not. No, be a rebel. If somebody says they don't like it, okay, fine. Just call them and be like, oh, you can say that, but I think it's dope. I think the show was dope. And the fact that there were people actually on social media criticizing and talking about how bad Sakamoto Days was based off the opening, that tells me you people are just fickle as hell. You think you need your opening needs to have a badass song, it needs to have badass visuals, it needs to be basically a small short movie in about a 1:30 clip. And people did not like the opening? Look, if that's your opinion and you did not like Sakamoto Days and you thought I was going to trash Sakamoto Days, well, then you're mistakenly wrong. Again, like I said, go outside, go touch some grass, and then go watch whatever animes you love so desperately much, or go watch repeats of season 2, season 3 of Demon Slayer, and go get off on that. And go freaking just blow your load all over watching greatness of animation when I'm gonna be over here just enjoying what I'm getting out of Sakamoto Days. Uh, Legitimately. Like, I saw no issue with this. This show was great. The animation was great. The first episode was great. And that's the thing. And so that's the thing. So don't let the internet tell you what is bad and what is not. Go voice your own opinion. Go watch the episode. Get a good gauge on yourself and see if you think it's good or not. And if you don't like it, hey, say, look, I gave it a chance. I just didn't like it. It's not my cup of tea. I won't be watching going forward. Maybe I'll check a few episodes here and there, but I'm not gonna freaking check it out like fully, right? So that's the thing, man, and it just upsets me. And I saw that, and I'm like, bruh, people already criticizing Sakamoto Days, and not one episode came out. What do you people know? These freaking people in Japan basically died just to get these episodes and make episodes for animes, and people want to come on their hard work and basically say it's dog shit. Jeez Louise, man. But Sakamoto Days, it was a great episode, despite what the internet trolls say. And that might be what they are. They just might be internet trolls. But Sakamoto Days was a great episode. Episode 1 was great. I'm very intrigued to see where this is going, and it was phenomenal. This first episode alone was amazing. So basically, Sakamoto Days, the episode starts off with a guy, obviously named Sakamoto, right? And he is like a legendary assassin, right? He does all these like hit pieces and all these hitmen, and he's just great in this mafia organization, right? And then he ended up basically going to this store, and he fell in love with this girl. Pretty cute girl, and he was just infatuated. He simped. And then he just basically is like, you know what? I want to be with this woman. He put away his assassin stuff. He stopped being assassin. He got to know this girl. He married this girl. You know, he had a child with this girl. And then at the same time, this man got fat. And then he's basically running a convenience store with his wife, and his daughter. And he's got a family, and he's just chilling, and he's living the life, right? And it's like, oh, that's nice. So that's the thing. Now you have this character who was like his teammate or whatever, or of his underling, named Shin. And basically Shin is told by his boss in the same mafia group to get Sakamoto to work with them, because the boss is like, listen, he broke the one cardinal rule, and that's, if you want to leave the group, you got to let me know and everything. And he didn't do that. He just upped and dipped on us and just said nothing, right? So he's like, listen, you need to bring him back. Otherwise, we're going to handle it and we're going to kill him, right? So, you know, you see this whole thing going on throughout this episode. Shin, I guess for this extended period of time, has been trying to get him to come back into the legendary, you know, becoming an assassin again and everything. And Sakamoto's just kind of like, nah, bro, I don't want to do that. Now, he doesn't talk. He talks in like certain, you know, parts and everything, but that's the thing. Now, the cool thing about Shin is he actually has a supernatural ability. He has, he basically can hear people's thoughts, right? He can hear, I forgot what clairvoyance. He's got clairvoyance. He can hear people's thoughts, or he can see, hold on a quick second. I was saying, he's got clairvoyance, so he can basically read people's minds and hear what they think and everything, or even, you know, basically see what visions they want to do. Because there's like a few episodes, because in a few bits in this episode, he can actually see Sakamoto's thoughts of him like killing somebody. Like, because like at the start of the episode, you have this freaking kid who looks like a dumbass, legitimately. I don't, he just looks like a dumbass. Like, let's be honest. He just an idiot. He a little kid that looks like an idiot. And he purposely drew on the freaking store's like freaking door, right? Because they got the sliding door, right? The automatic sliding door. And he basically was shooting arrows, right? This one dude comes up in here. He accidentally like drops ink over this guy's pants, and this kid wants to freaking, and this dude wants to basically kill this kid or castrate this kid, right? And Sakamoto was absolutely thinking like, maybe I should kill this guy, and he actually like, um, and Shin basically saw his thoughts of him just getting like the pencil and just basically stabbing it through the dude's fucking neck and everything. And at first, I legitimately thought that happened. I was like, oh shit. I'm like, oh my god, this guy ain't playing around. But then he's like, I saw you freaking thinking that's good, but he ended up just knocking out the guy, right? And the dude's like, goddamn fat old man, right? And then he leaves, right? But Shin was trying to get him to join up against, or to join and come back to the mafia and everything and be an assassin. But obviously, Sakamoto don't want to do that because he got a family now. He got a wife, he got a child. He doesn't want to get back into that whole life, right? So Shin is just trying to goad him, and he's like, bruh, and you can tell that Sakamoto just not hearing him out anyways, right? So he ends up going back to his house, and he calls the boss, and the boss is like, look, man, if you don't get him on here, we'll just take care of it ourselves, because we got men in our group, right? So he basically is wondering like if he should do this, but he's just like, you know what, I gotta do what I gotta do, right? So he basically gets his gun. He's got a silencer muzzle on it. So obviously nobody can hear him. He walks past his wife and he's like, oh, the wife's like, oh, it's you're Shin. It's nice to see you again. So he goes in there, he's like, Mr. Sakamoto, look, I'm leaving, I'm going out of town. I'm sorry I gotta do this. And he pulls out his gat and he starts shooting at him. This man Sakamoto had a freaking gumball in his damn mouth. As the bullet goes off, this man shoots the gumball out of his mouth. He basically deflects the bullet because of the gumball. And they literally start fighting in the damn store. This man is basically using like candy and a bunch of freaking of the food just to counteract this guy. Uh, just to counteract Shin. And I'm just watching this dude. I'm like, okay, yeah, this dude is a legendary assassin because he's using just basically food in packages, right? Just to get rid of this guy, right? Like, and he completely like takes him out, and he gets from behind him, and then he freaking kicks the shit out of him to the point he gets knocked out. So then he ends up waking up, and he sees that he's in, the Sakamoto household. They're on the second floor of of their convenience shop. It's basically like the typical thing of where if a family has a freaking little mini store, their house, their actual residency where they sleep and everything, it's like the second floor, right? And that's what typically it is in Japan and stuff like that, right? So he wakes up and they bring him to dinner and everything, right? And he's wondering like, is this food poison? I bet you this food's poison because he knows I tried to kill him, right? And then he eats the food and he's like, this shit is delicious. I've never tried this type of food in a long time. And then that's when he realizes, he's like, I see why Sakamoto decided to settle down and not have to be involved in the assassin business anymore, because now he's got a family that he can take care of, and he gets to enjoy all of this and enjoy his life, right? So he ends up leaving, and he tells Sakamoto, he's like, hey man, I apologize for what I did. I'm gonna be headed out. I got some things to take care of. But Sakamoto points to a sign and the sign basically says, come back next time, right? So he goes back to the mafia base, and the mafia boss is like, what the hell are you doing here? You didn't even bring Sakamoto back. And he's like, listen, dude, like, I can't do it. Like, the man's got a family and everything, and I understand why he wants to be out of this business. And the boss is like, I don't give a shit. And Shin's just like, well, I'll kill myself if you'll let him go. If you let him go, I'll kill myself. Basically trading his life for Sakamoto's life, or for his freedom, right? And the boss made one mistake, he knew that that Shin had clairvoyance, but he basically was like, okay, yeah, sure. But and while he was thinking, he was like, yeah, right. Um, at least I'll be able to kill this guy, and then I'll be able to go get Sakamoto too. But then that's when Shin was like, figured you would say something like that, and he's like, oh shit, I forgot he had clairvoyance. So then it starts coming into the point where they start scrapping, right? And he's taking all these guys on, and he's obviously getting the upper hand on them because he's got his clairvoyance and he can actually hear their thoughts. So if somebody's like behind the corner, he's like, oh, I got him. Shin will be able to hear that, okay, he's behind there, so he'll be prepared, right? But he's doing good, but he's getting to the point where he's at his last mag. One, I don't know why he's not picking up the other people's guns and just taking their guns and then just, you know what, right? But he's running out of ammo, right? And then he charges in because he's like, well, I guess I better charge in. He ends up getting shot in the leg, and it gets to the point, it collapses him, and it looks like he's getting ganged up. Now, in the meantime, Sakamoto is just in the convenience store, and he put like a tracker in his or like basically a radio, little mini tracker radio in his gun, so he was able to hear everything that he said. This man literally hits with a one touch of a button. This entire convenience store turns from a freaking regular ass convenience store to a goddamn to a gosh damn freaking straight up like military base right then and there, or just or not just a military base, like a straight up like, I want to say gulag, but like a straight up like thing where all his weapons are at. Like he got a bunch of machine guns, he got a bunch of assault rifles, bunch of other weapons that he can put in his arsenal. This man just takes a fucking taser and he's like, all right, let's go. And then he shows up out of nowhere to save Shin by tasing the dudes, and then the boss is like, oh shit, it's Sakamoto. And I kid you not, this dude, he may be fat. You may think, oh, this dude's just a joke because he's fat. Nuh-uh. He fat and he's still kicking ass, bruh. This dude legitimately was getting chopsticks and blocking bullets, just holding the bullets in place. I'm just like, what? This dude's like freaking blocking the bullets that they're shooting and everything. This man's coming around killing people, or well, just taking people out. I forgot. There was one part of the episode. This man legit, I forgot what he did, but he shot something back at these people, and I'm just like, oh, cold, man. This dude was going ballistic, bruh. And I saw this fight and everything, and I'm just like, motherfuckers, people hate on this shit? Oh, hell no, these people crazy. This show's legit. Right? And I'm just like, no, this is great. This is great. What are people complaining about? And he basically takes all these dudes out, right? And basically, you have it to where Shin's like, thanks, Sakamoto, for saving me. But realistically, like I said, I'm going to be leaving. But then he throws the green apron at him, and he's like, come work for me. He's like, you can get this. This is going to be your pay. And if you get overtime, you get full pay too. So that's dope. And he decides to work with Sakamoto, right? And then it's funny. He's helping out this old lady, right? And this old lady needs detergent, and he gets the detergent because he got clairvoyance. He could tell she was looking for detergent, right? And then he's like, "Oh, you're such a nice boy. How could you tell?" And this dude Sakamoto, or what's his face, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm just helping." But then the kid is like, "How are you able to tell about that? How to tell about that?" And this dumbass kid is picking noise, looking all stupid and everything, and he's like, how are you able to tell about everything? And then Sakamoto basically tells him in thoughts like, hey, you tell the kid what you actually been doing, I'm gonna kill your ass. And he just like, oh no, he's like, oh, just a guess, rough estimate, rough guess. So that was absolutely hilarious. Very intrigued to see where the show goes on. Obviously there's gonna be more characters that are gonna be added to the show, but I enjoyed episode 1. I don't know what people were talking about, why they hated Sakamoto Days just off the opening alone from social media, but fine, fuck them people, because they missing out on a good show. Again, people, like the title says, don't listen to what the internet people gotta say, watch this. But anyways, I'm gonna get out of here, guys. If you guys like the video, leave a like, put in the comment section your thoughts, hit that subscribe button if you want to get more Sakamoto Days content, as well as any other anime content I upload to the channel. Till then, guys, stay safe out there and have a great rest of your day, night, or whenever you're checking out this video. Till then, guys, peace.